It's Friday, March 9th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daly. You know, some of you have talked about your relationship with God and how you feel disconnected. You feel like He's not there. And, you know, many times, because of the way we live our life or just because of our difficulty in connecting, we feel 1,000 miles away. You feel like that today? You know, the greatest thing about our relationship with God is that He sees it as a relationship. His desire to be close to you, honestly, is stronger than your desire to be close to Him. Well, what does that mean to you? It means that He hasn't gone anywhere, that He's right there. The problem is connecting. So, how do we go about connecting with God when we feel like He's not there? Number one, and I think this is the most important one, begin to lose your agenda. And I talk about agendas all the time here. But you know, it's one of the things that really keeps us from a phenomenal relationship with God. Our agenda. I decide what I think God should do for me. I tell Him what He should do. And when He doesn't do it, I wonder where He went. Could it be that God knows more about you than you do? Could it be that maybe you're going about this all wrong? You know, the name it and claim it doctrine is something I just can't stand. And I'm sorry, but I don't think it's scriptural, and I think it leads us to a different place in our relationship with God that really pushes Him away. Doesn't it make more sense to ask God what His plans are for you than to tell Him what your plans are for you? You know, God sees the whole picture. He sees the beginning and the end. We just see this little small part of it, and we say, Lord, here's the plan, and we tell Him what to do. And we get upset with Him when it doesn't happen. Well, it gets difficult sometimes. People around us suffer. We lose family members. They die, and we say, Lord, how could you let this happen? That's a really tough one. It's difficult to put things in God's hands. Why? Because we don't necessarily trust Him. We think that He doesn't know as much as we know about our lives, and we still have this feeling that He's a bit mysterious and that He isn't really involved, and we have to beg Him for stuff. I just noticed my microphone is in the picture. Boy, if I was in the real movie industry, I'd be fired, wouldn't I? So that's our problem, isn't it? Well, that's number one. The second one is our inability to listen. We come to God in prayer and we tell Him all kinds of things, and then we say, okay, nice talking to you, amen, and we're done. And you know, it's a little more than that, isn't it? It's a little more than just telling God a bunch of stuff and then bolting. What you really need to do is spend some time listening, realizing that He's there, realizing that He is always with you, always trying to speak to you, always trying to communicate through your heart. That's good news, isn't it? You see, if you feel like God isn't there, He's not the one that moved, you are. You know, you have to do something with your relationship with God. It isn't just something that happens naturally. It involves something on your part. It involves you connecting with God in a way that works. Now, you may be going to one of those churches that talk about, you know, name it and claim it all the time, that you got to decide what you want and believe it and stand on it and tell God and it'll come to pass and all of that. And if you are, folks, and I know I'm treading on thin ice here probably, but run away from that. Really, run away from that. It is so far from what God really has planned for you. God says that He has a plan for you, and His plan will bring peace and joy. It will bring wisdom. It'll bring all those things that you really are looking for, but you see, it's His plan, not yours. You need to be spending less time telling God what to do and a whole lot more time asking him what he has planned. But remember, he's right there. By the way, just like Arthur, I moved him a little closer today to make a point. He's right there all the time. Whether you see him or not, he's right there all the time. Just communicate. Let him know what's on your heart. God bless you. Have a great day.